some of the things that I feel if you are considering in starting your own business, you should know about. And this is the whole reason why I wanted to give this information to you so you prepare yourself for this incredible journey. Now, nobody tells you about the real struggle. Like you might read it, you might heard about it in social media, other platforms, but behind the scenes is so much more. And I want to get into the details so you really have the full idea and the full concept of being an entrepreneur. Now, two things. You might see all over social media that if you do certain course or if you hire a certain coach for you to start your own business, or if you do this or if you do that, then you'll get faster results. Now, this might be true if you have already paved your pathway, if you already started your own business, and if you only need to close the gaps. But reality for most of us when starting a new business is a completely different story. And that's the reason why I'm here to tell you those things. Now, some of the things that you have to consider, and this is something that I recently learned from one of my mentors. If you have a big goal, in this case, we're talking about starting a business, add at least 2 more years into your goal for you to reach whatever it is that you are putting yourself into. 2 years, and this is an average. You might need to add a little more than that. So let's say that if you're thinking in starting a business, and if you are deciding that you are going to make let's say 75,000 or $100,000 on your first year in business, add 2 more years to that. And this is reality. This is reality because that happened to me when I started my own business. I thought that I was going to enjoy the results like right away, that I was going to start making a lot of money right away. And reality hit me when I submitted my taxes for my first year in business, and I closed with minus $3,000. Nobody tells you these type of things. And I remember sitting in front of my accountant and looking at that statement of profit and loss, because I wanted to cry, honestly, because I put so much of me in my business, and I couldn't believe that I actually lost money in my first year. And I am telling you that I worked so hard to build that base with my first business, which I started in the beauty industry with my hair and makeup bridal business. And it was so much work. I remember working day, night, going late to bed, waking up early. I was a stay-home mom. I was taking care of my clients. I was building my team. It was a ton of work. And then on top of that, knowing that I closed my first year with minus 3,000, that was I was heartbroken. But that didn't stop me. That did not stop me. Actually, that fueled me to say, okay, minus 3,000, here we go. And I remember taking and picking myself up from that moment and not allowing that moment to really defeat me. It was just like an eye opener. And I said, okay, I needed this first year to teach me what I needed to learn for me to be able to handle the money that is coming. Whatever you are trying to do and learning in your business right now is preparing you for what's coming in the future. And I remember telling this to my first business coach. I remember telling her, I'm going to make my first 10K next month. But now when I look back, I didn't have the resources to deal with a 10,000 month with my clientele, with my business, with my mindset. I did not have the tools to handle a 10K month. And now when I look back, I understand a lot of the things and why they happened to me in order for me to be able to move forward and to really learn, understand, and appreciate what happened to me in my first couple years in business. But this is reality for a lot of new business owners. And when I was talking to some of my peers when they started their own businesses, a lot of them really related to me in a way where they were able to tell me, yes, this is completely normal for your first year in business. You actually lose money because you are reinvesting everything you get from your business. You're putting it back into the business. And that made me feel good in a way, but those were not the results that I wanted to get from my business. Nobody wants to lose money, especially when I put so much sweat and tears into my business, because my business and your business is going to become an extension of you. It's like my third child. I have two girls in my business. It is my third child. And you put so much into you when it comes to building and earning that trust in your clients and the money that comes in, and you become proud of the results that you get when you start seeing the results. But the hard thing is to keep moving forward when the results are not showing. And this is where most people fall short. This is where most people say, okay, I'm done, I'm quitting, I'm going back to get a job. And this is only a lesson and a stepping stone that you really have to go through in order for you to start building something sustainable. And like I said, this is something that not a lot of people talked about. And the amount of hours that goes behind the scenes when you are trying to build something from the start, from zero, it is absolutely ridiculous. Like, you are truly trading your life for your goal. Before you decide to start your own business, to purchase a business, ask yourself this question. Are you ready to trade your life for your goal? And these are the type of things that nobody stops and think and bring forward to you, so you can start realizing that, okay, if you are ready, commit to it, because that commitment is gonna get you ready for what's coming. Because without the commitment and without you being aware of some of the things that you are going to encounter when you start this entrepreneurial journey, it's gonna prepare you and it's going to help you to mentally get you where you need to be in order for you to keep moving forward. No matter what happens in your own journey, this commitment with yourself, because this is a covenant that you are doing with yourself. And I remember I went through this when I decided that I wanted to create my own economy. I remember sitting down and I told to myself, I said, I rather die than not moving forward with this idea, because if I don't, I'm gonna be dead inside. I was that committed. And that commitment is what truly gave me all the strength that I needed to keep moving forward when things got really, really hard. When I couldn't see any money coming in, when I decided to rebrand my first business 3 times, when people were trying to steal my ideas, when people were trying to just figuring out on what I was doing so they can do it themselves. All these things. And it's a heartbreaking thing to go through also, but that will give you a strength later on, because you'll find out that this journey is a lonely one. And you are the only one that knows what you went through. Not your husband, not your kids, not your partner, not your best friend, nobody but you. Once you start bringing your idea forward, your business, the only one that have access to see what is in your mind is you. And if you allow other people to tell you that you are too crazy to believe that that's gonna happen, or other people are gonna look at you and say that's impossible, or are you crazy, you don't know what you're doing. And a lot of these people, when they tell you those things, they don't see what you see, and therefore they don't understand where you're coming from. And once you allow those comments to get to you, This is where a lot of the dreams die. They die before you start. So the commitment is going to keep you grounded, and it's going to allow you to break that barrier with yourself, to stay focused on your ultimate goal, which is your freedom. This is something that I ask to my clients when they start working with me, when I'm coaching them. I always ask them, what is your ultimate goal? And it's funny to see because I don't get straight answers when I ask those questions. Here and there, some of my clients would say, yeah, what I want is freedom, right? And I think that's the ultimate goal for all of us. You want more money and you want more freedom so you can enjoy your life, whatever that means to you. I really want you to ground yourself to that idea. And things are going to get hard. This is part of the journey. That's why only 3% of the population is able to do this. What I'm telling you, when I learned that from one of my mentors, I couldn't believe it. I said only 3%. And I did my research, and in some of the studies that I found, it was showing that it's actually 1% of the population, not 3, but 1. And that's when I realized, okay, this means that this journey is hard. It is really hard, guys, very hard. But I'm going to tell you right here, right now, that it's worth it. Because if you become one of that 1%, your life is just gonna keep getting better. And it's not only about the physical material things that you'll be able to get with the money that you earn from your idea, from your dream. It's about who you become in the process that truly matters. Nobody will take that from you. You can lose your money, you can lose all your possessions, you can lose people. But who you become in the process of earning your dream, nobody will take that away from you. The awareness that you earn in the process, it'll stay with you forever. That becomes part of you. And this is such an important topic to talk about because I recently reconnected with my first coach, and I remember her telling me not too long ago, a few days ago actually, telling me, she said this to me, I feel like I'm talking to a different person. And I started my entrepreneurial journey roughly 3 years ago. That's when we met, when we connected. And for her to say that, it was something that I was not expecting, but at the same time, it kind of made me realize how much I have changed since I started. I'm more calmer. I now speak slower. I now think and connect what I'm thinking with my mouth, and I'm able to express myself better. So when she said that to me, I smiled and I said, wow, she can tell that I changed in a good way. She said that, oh my God, I feel like you are now aligned with your purpose. And I felt really, really good because I'm like, yes, I am now aligned with my purpose. I am now aligned with who I am. And once you break that barrier, things keeps just getting better. And the ups and downs is just part of the journey. And this is where having a strong foundation and support is going to give you the tools that you need to keep moving forward. So nobody's going to tell you, yes, I closed my first year in business with minus $3,000. That's not something that you read on the internet. That's not something that you see on social media. As a matter of fact, I don't recall anybody saying that, but I'm bringing this forward to you so you can understand what other people are experiencing. They're not bringing $1 million on the first year. They're not bringing okay. They're not bringing any of that. But what is going to teach you at the beginning is going to give you lessons that you must learn in order for you to bring your idea to life. As I mentioned, I thought to myself when I started my business that I was going to bring $10,000, within the first months of being in business. And I keep telling myself, why am I not seeing these type of results? I was doing all the work. I was doing the mindset work. I was working so much and I couldn't see that money coming in. But now when I look back, I needed to learn a lesson first that is going to prepare me for what's coming. And as I am speaking to you right now, I feel that all of these lessons that I have recollected and go through in a matter of 3 years is preparing me for something greater. I feel it. You have to understand how to connect yourself with your intuition and just know that things are going to get better. They're getting better. If you're not seeing the results right now, but if you know deep down that things are working in your favor, that doesn't mean that nothing is happening. It just means that things are getting together for you so you can see it and experience it in your 3D world. It doesn't mean that nothing is happening. And not a lot of people describe these things to you. Not a lot of people tells you, yes, it is happening. And unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, in a lot of occasions, things happen not when you want it, but when they needed to come to you. Do you know what I'm getting to? Is such a beautiful concept because just being able to surrender yourself to the idea that things are happening to you or for you at the right time is such a beautiful concept because we are always in a hurry. I am always in a hurry. And sometimes I have to realize that things are happening at the right time. And I have to stop and then surrender. And when I feel like I think that things are not happening, things are not moving, I stop and I surrender. And this is such a beautiful thing to learn and to become aware on how you are reacting when things are not going your way. Just to stop and become aware and then surrender. Things are happening for you, not to you, for you, because you need to learn a lesson. There's always a lesson when things are not going your way, when things are getting really, really hard. I want you to stop and think about what is it trying to tell you. And it's hard when you are caught up in this idea that things are not happening, things are getting hard, it's not going to happen. But when you become aware of that state of mind and you're able to change that within you, is such a powerful tool to have in your kids as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, because that's going to allow you to not only become aware on how you are reacting in that specific moment, but also is going to give you peace knowing that things are happening. Because they are. As long as you keep moving forward by the laws of the universe, they must move into form, which this is called the perpetual transmutation of energy. By law, your energy must move into form. These laws were not made by men, therefore they cannot be changed by men. It must. As long as you keep moving forward, it must move into form in our three-dimensional world. Now, become aware though, if you are thinking in starting your own business, that things are going to get hard and you must understand that this is part of the journey. I remember when I started, I was reading about entrepreneurship in general. And one of the things I remember reading about is, to take care of yourself, to read, to become aware, all of these things. But reality hits when you are in the middle of the turmoil and things are not happening and the work that you're putting in is just hours and hours and hours and the money's running low, you keep working, nothing's happening. In those moments, I want you to just trust the process. Things will get hard and you might read in some occasions about manifestation, about the laws of the universe, on how you must do things with ease and flow, and working harder is not always a solution. But I am here to tell you, when you are building something from scratch, you are going to have to work hard. Things are not going to happen for just by working 3 hours a week or 4 hours a week. Now, once you start your business and you're able to take a step back, hire somebody to take care of your business. Now we can say, okay, let's allow things to be more with ease and flow, and allow myself to work 3-4 hours a week. You must learn and earn what you're building. I'm not here to tell you, yes, just work 3 hours a week and you're going to become financially free in 2 years. That's not how this works. And I want you to become aware, because if you are not truly committed with the idea that you will have to work, and you are going to get really uncomfortable. And this is part of the journey. If that makes you feel um unsure that you want to move forward, I want you to listen to this again and rethink if you are ready to move forward. Now, the trick here, though, is to start when you're not ready. To start when you are not ready. You will never be ready. I can tell you that right now. That's not how this thing works. You'll never be ready to open your business. You'll never be ready for your big goal. The only thing that you have to do is to start to take the first step. A lot of the clients that I have, they always ask me, yeah, but how? The how will come to you once you start moving forward, once you start taking steps. And I don't mean baby steps, because I have a client or two that they're like, yeah, but baby steps, little by little. Don't do things little by little. Don't do it. We don't have the time to waste going little by little. You are capable of having a quantum leap. A quantum leap will collapse time for you, but you must move fast. Money loves timing. Money loves for you to move fast. Little by little, I don't really like that expression. Little by little. What does that mean? Like you are just dipping your toe into the water and see what happens, and see if you like it, and if you get uncomfortable, maybe take a step back. That's not how things works. You must move with confidence and go back to your commitment with yourself and start thinking, okay, if I lose money, I'm gonna be okay. If I lose people, I'm gonna be okay. If I lose friends, I'm gonna be okay. I'm okay with it. Nobody's here to rescue you. Nobody's here to help you but yourself. You must find a way to make it work. And I want to close this with for you to understand that you are trading your life for your goal. Are you ready to do that? You have to commit yourself with your goal. If you're not committed, something's going to stop you along the way, and you won't be able to enjoy a life of success, a life of freedom. Because remember, the ultimate goal is not the money, is the freedom. You can buy the freedom with money. Money is not the goal, is freedom. Whatever that means to you. Meditate on the idea that things are not going to go your way. Things are going to get hard. Prepare yourself for that. Arm yourself with strength, with support. You'll need that support. And allow yourself to lose friendships, to lose whatever you need to lose in your journey, because that means that they're not meant to be there in your journey. They might be stopping you actually from moving forward and enjoying your goal. The main thing here is that I want you to know that you are the one in control. Nobody else. It's not your kid, it's not your husband, it's not your spouse. And this is a scary thing. If you are starting your business, it is scary because there's so many things that you're going to put in your shoulders, on your back, all the pressure, and people are going to be looking at you, expecting things. Don't allow other people's opinions to be a block in your success. Learn who you are and ask yourself the same question. Am I ready to trade my life for my goal? And move forward. Start reading and learning about yourself and take the first step. I truly hope that this information is helpful for you. And if you got something new out of this information, I want you to share it with me down below. I love to connect with other entrepreneurs because as you start getting into the next level in your journey, you're going to learn that you need that support. You need to allow people that are either on the same level or higher than you so you can keep moving forward and getting inspired by other individuals with the same goals or bigger goals than you. I love to connect with people and I hope this information was helpful and I'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye bye.